Chris, do you believe that everything that has happened, it really won't affect his decision?
Well, here's the thing. What else was KD going to say?
Yeah.
Anything else, absolutely anything else he said would have ruined the season. Unless he wants to be traded this year, there was nothing else to say. Even something as innocuous as, hey, we'll see. You know, we got a long time left. We'll see. That would have fueled speculation, created more distractions. So he had to say this. Secondly, I've said it, you know, all along before the Draymond incident, since the Draymond incident. He's gone either way. Yep. Now, the question is, after this season or after the first season in San Francisco 2 years from now? I think the more important thing that Draymond or that KD said, and you read it, he said, I'm just a ball player that wants to be in a great environment.
That's it.
Right?
I got it underlined right here.
There you
That's
go.
it.
We know how sensitive he is.
Yep.
He's so sensitive he went off on the fan for calling him a cupcake.
Yeah.
But you got a teammate that repeatedly called you the B word in front of the whole team. The whole world knows about it, and you didn't do anything about it.
Mm-mm.
That's not a great environment.
Yeah.
And they've lost 3 straight.
They have.
We know there's tension. You can feel it. They're even admitting it. Steve Kerr's admitting it. There's the tension. The way that the Draymond incident could possibly affect his decision, I would say, is if this tension lingers and never goes away to the point that they don't win the championship. And then I think it could impact, like, when he leaves. You know, so I think overall he's kind of made up his mind already. And so, yeah, in truth, he can say in truth, it's not going to be about the Draymond thing. But there are ways it could impact it.
I don't believe him. No, I don't believe him, Skip Bayless, because if that wasn't true, why did you lash out at the reporter last week that asked you about your relationship with Draymond? Don't ask me that question again. That's what he said now.
He did.
But it's going to have no impact. Skip, he left OKC, and he didn't. Now, Russ might have thought he was what Draymond called him, but Russ never said it.
No, but Russ, I believe Russ thought that. But go ahead.
For me, I got some homeboys I'm very close with. Bucket, my best friend, one of my best friends from college. Keith Burns, who's an assistant on the Chargers staff right now. I can't imagine one of those guys or me calling them, no matter how mad we get at each other, calling each other that name.
Ever. I agree with you. Ever.
So for you to fix your mouth and the first time you get upset with me, that's what comes out? Oh, bro. Skip, he said he wanted a great working environment. How can I work in a great environment and I know you done called me that for the next 2-3 years?
And you put on top of it, we don't need you.
Yeah!
Remember what I said? Like, there is this feeling there that KD has, and LeBron had it his last year in Miami. Yeah. The feeling that the organization feels like you need us more than we need you. We saved you.
So he got the titles. Kevin Durant did not want to be. He would have gone to go, had he not won a title, he was going to go down as the best player, never to win a title.
That's correct. And he was entering his 10th season when he went to Golden State.
And you up 3-1.
Yeah.
He got the title, Skip, but I don't know if it brought him the satisfaction because everybody still said, you jumped on that bandwagon. They was already rolling.
Maybe,
it wasn't like it.
But he was the MVP twice.
Right, but I'm saying, Steph, but what did Draymond say? We won before you got here.
Right.
Draymond made sure to let him know, I made plays before you got here. We won before you got here. Skip, I don't know how great of a working environment. And KD's like, look, he said he don't want to be a leader. He says, all I want to do is hoop. And that's what he wants to do. Skip, I don't know if I can do my job to the best of my ability when I know I got a teammate that think I'm softer than drugs, no cotton.
You are correct. So there are 2 time sequences operating here. There's a now and there's a later when it comes to Kevin Durant. And the other quote that he said yesterday was that he said, I've got to make a grown man decision and tell myself, look, man, no matter what, you still got to come to work every single day. Well, that's not saying that he's made up with Draymond. Right, he's just trying to make peace with this situation, right? Well, the Kevin that I don't know him personally, but I know a whole lot of people who know him, and I feel like I have a pretty good feel for him, and Chris Broussard has a great feel for him. Man, once he gets sideways and with his own emotions, he just can't get it back. Right. He never could make peace with Russell Westbrook because management in Oklahoma City thought Russ was the man. That Kevin was 1A to Russ, that they wanted the ball in Russ's hands at the end of games, which I disagreed with, but that's how they played it. That's how they made Kevin feel. And he just couldn't get over it to the point and the tune of, I'm out. I'm going to join forces with the best team. And we were up 3-1 on that team, but I don't even care. I'm going to go get a ring there, and he got 2 of them with 2 Finals MVPs.
Correct.
So the 2 time frames are, can they even make it through this year? Because they look so troubled to me. It looks so awkward and icy when they're on the floor right now. And I know it's still a small sample size, but now they got Oklahoma City, then they got Portland at home. It's not getting any easier. And I know, obviously, that big X factor, the big elephant in the room is Steph Curry. When he comes back, will it bring them back together? Will they get their flow back? I don't think Kevin will this year. So I'm back to what I said. It's like one or the other. And Joe Lacob said, and I know Joe a little bit, that we're not trying to choose anybody over anybody else. Well, you did for one night, one game.
You chose KD over Draymond.
Yep.
And if you had to choose, I don't think they had to make that decision.
No.
But if you had to, you choosing KD.
Right.
Which is why, and I know this is drastic and dramatic, but at some point, I'm getting rid of Draymond. I don't need Draymond. I have to have Kevin Durant.
This year.
I would if somebody would offer me something, but the point is he's so much more valuable to them than to everybody else.
How much you getting? Yeah.
I don't know. With the Spurs wanting, he could fit with what the Spurs do. He's more their kind of player. I don't know. He is a defensive player of the year. I mean, he's got
some value.
He's got some value. But the point is, I'm not sure it's going to work this year, let alone long term. And now back to Kevin. He is as weird a superstar as I have ever closely observed, to the point that I don't know, like you say, it's a foregone conclusion that he's out. I don't know that because, and I'm not discounting what you're saying because you're probably right, but you want to talk about changing with the weather? You want to talk about over-emotional? And again, if the decks got cleared of Draymond and they came back together with DeMarcus filling some of Draymond's boxes, checking some of the boxes,
right.
Would he stay? Would he recommit to them? He might.
There still would be that feeling, though, of, like you said, the bandwagon. It still is never going to be his team. Now, he may not want his team. He went there knowing it was Steph's team. But that feeling would always be there. And, again, we talked about it with the Lakers. Does he go to LeBron's team? Or does he have to go somewhere where it's his team?
Like you brought up the Knicks.
Right.
The possibility that I'm pretty sure that would be his team unless he got joined by somebody else.
But if you listen to him talk, he seems to be a guy, he doesn't want a team. He said, all I want to do is play basketball. Well, Skip, if you got a team, you can't just play basketball. LeBron just doesn't get to play basketball. Anthony Davis just doesn't get to play basketball. You got to be the face of the franchise. You got to be when things aren't going well. KD doesn't strike me as a guy, and I could be wrong. He doesn't strike me as a guy that when things are going sideways, we're losing a couple of games, that he's going to call the team meeting and says, "Okay, guys, this is what we need to do."
No.
And
I agree.
And you got to do that. Yep. And see, for me, I think, Skip, he's going to leave because here's the thing: if winning a championship didn't give me the ultimate satisfaction that I thought it would, why the hell I want to stay when I think a guy looking at me think this certain way of me? Draymond has said, "Hold on, y'all suspend me because I said what I said to this dude." Think about how many times I mofo Steve Kerr and y'all didn't do a thing. Right. So Draymond's like, you say you didn't, but you really did. You really picked KD over me, and don't think I didn't know. Because I gave up money to help keep this thing together. I called KD. Y'all didn't even have KD number. I called him.
I think there are 2 places you could play in the NBA where it's your team and you can just play basketball.
Right.
One is Golden State.
Yeah.
Like, it's Steph's team.
Yes.
And Steph doesn't have to deal with a lot of the hoopla and and the other is San Antonio. Because it's kind of Pop's. Pop is such a big presence.
Right. I would agree.
I don't, think he go there. But one of the reasons he went to Golden State, and I was told this months before he did it, that he was looking hard at it because of this. The atmosphere, the fun, the selflessness. Exactly. And like you said, that's probably gone for the rest of his time there.
But
so it's not going to be any more fun for him.
When you say he's the best player, this is why nobody puts him in front of Durant. You can't be the best. LeBron.
Yeah.
Because Skip, it's not even your team. It can't be somebody else's team and you be better than. No.
I just know what happened in the finals when it was money time.
Yeah.
That man took over.
Skip, the man
You
averaged
will
triple-double.
admit this, Skip, though, in the finals, and Kevin was great. There's no question. And he busted that jumper in front of LeBron.
He did.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But it is easier. It was easier on Durant because you had Steph, you had Clay, Draymond, obviously a good player. Like, it was easier for him this time around than when Oklahoma City because there wasn't as much firepower there. So that makes it easier for you to do your
Okay,
damage.
so to sum this up, who is the most dramatic, the biggest personality, the most impactful personality on this team is Draymond. It's not even close.
Yeah.
And he's sort of the guts and glue of this
He
team.
is.
But now he is at odds. He's at war. I don't think that's too far to go, but at war with the best player on the team. The most, to me, you can say Steph's valuable. This is the most valuable player. You need Kevin Durant. That's why Draymond called him from the parking lot, okay? So they're at war. To me, somebody's got to go. That's not going to work.
I
the
just
rest
don't
of the
know how.
year.
I just don't know how you say that to Kevin Durant, and then y'all cool forever. We just gonna keep playing basketball as long as we winning.
Well, and you didn't apologize publicly. This was a public incident. I think it deserved a public
He
apology.
said-
If you really sorry.
He says, I'm an emotional guy. Draymond said, you know what you get with me. I'm an emotional guy. Not that I'm sorry.
No, he
not
just said
quite
I'm
an
being
apology.
me.
How can you not apologize? Like,
You can be you.
He needed a bit more to say there. And they've lost 3 out of their 4 games since that happened.
And Kevin
I
Durant
know
had
it's
1
about
for
Steph, but
17 from the
yeah,
three-point line.
it's clearly affecting.
He ain't like my
Something's
guy.
going on.
You know, my guy 14 to 20.
Well,
No.
KD and the Warriors are hosting the Thunder tonight, so maybe he'll put on a show for his former team.